After applying a black primer to everything, we're going to do a zenithal highlight with white ink from about a 45-degree angle up top. This will make the top parts brighter versus the bottom shadows, which need to stay darker. This will make a big difference when doing the skin tone layers to build up brighter spots, darker spots, things like that. Now let's hit the whiter spots with a reddish pink. You're gonna cover up most of this white, so don't worry if it gets a little too thick later on. The black or the shadow areas, we're gonna use a red ink. I prefer ink over transparent as it's just less coats. And I'm lazy. So now we're going on to the real first layer of skin here. We're gonna use a sunny skin tone here. We're gonna apply it over the entire figure. And I mean all over, from the bottom to top, everything. You just wanna leave enough of the previous 2 layers so they bleed through. Once that's all done, I'm gonna take basic skin tone and then do almost like another zenithal highlight. We don't wanna hit the shadows with it because we wanna keep those nice, sexy, dark colors for later. You're gonna hit like the top of the arms, the elbows, the shoulders, the breasts, when it comes to the legs, butt, the calves, things like that. So now we're going to go into our brightest color, which is light flush tone. This is where you only want to hit the absolute highest parts. You can see it right here on the circles on the butt, the calves, kind of the calves on the front, things like that are just going to get tickled with it just a bit. So now we're gonna get messy. This has been clear coated beforehand, and you're just gonna take a yellow wash, then a blue wash, and then red, and just dunk that shit on it. You just wanna make sure that you don't let them bite in too much, because if they do bite in, you're not getting it out. Now we're gonna get some nice Chun Li blue and paint the bikini. Now the problem is you have to make sure not to get any on the skin, because if you do, it's not coming off unless you really pick at it slowly with a toothpick. So the gold on the breast is just black first, and whatever gold you want to use, rusty, bright. About 2 layers, it's fine. Okay, it's time to give her a nice facial. You start off doing the eyelashes first, and then you apply the off-white inside of the eye. It's a lot easier to do that than the other way around, in case you do a mess up. So the pupils, normally I'll use a pencil to draw it in, but for some reason I decided to just try to freehand the circle. I find it difficult at times, but it's actually a good way to practice high detail things to get that circle just right. When you're applying the actual eye color, try to keep a very thin black circle around the whole thing. This makes it look more realistic and alive, because if you look at eyes, they do have a slight ring to them. So once that layer is done, you're going to take a lighter brown and slowly add some lines in it, just little scratches to give it some vibrance. And now it's to the pupil. I suck at this. I found that the easiest way is to either take a pointed toothbrush with your black ink, or just absolutely take as long as you can to get that nice size. And now we're gonna put a tiny white dot just to give it that light reflection, because it brings it to life, let's be honest. Chun Li has either brown or black here. I went with black since I'm very lazy. So we're just gonna take black, do her eyebrows. You can either do little scratches to give it more of an individual hair look to it. In this kit, it didn't have that sculpt in it, so you could just do it very simple. The lips can be done in 2 to 3 ways. I like to take, especially when it's a very voluptuous lip, take a blood red and you take a glaze medium, mix it 60% medium, 40% paint. You're gonna slowly build it up, letting each layer dry clean. You need to do a lot of coats and take your time doing this. This statue was actually a lot of fun to paint. I think it's a very good one for learning where the light sources are going to hit the most on the skin. So if you do decide that you want to start learning how to paint statues, try to find yourself one that has a lot of skin showing so you can learn that it's easier to do more skin than it is less skin. At least that's what I